Having covered a general history of rhetoric, it is important to also go over a brief history of the Internet and its development, alongside the rapid progression of social media and technology. Let us begin with the development of the Internet and the progression of the computer. Around 1965, researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology began creating a way to have two computers speak to one another, which in that era was a large feat. This would eventually influence the development of an agency called ARPA, which stood for the Advanced Research Projects Agency. This agency would be funded by the Defense Department of the United States. They would focus not only on computers speaking to one another, but to seek out a way to do so over long distances, which eventually would be achieved in 1969 by a gentleman by the name of Charlie Klein. With this discovery, computers could now be used as a single network for interaction, the emphasis being network, and the agency once known as ARPA would now be known as ARPANET, Advanced Research Project Agency Network. This network was a project solely focused as a tool for the Department of Defense. However, in 1973, over at the University College of London, they linked arms with the Royal Radar Establishment and connected with ARPANET, leading to what was coined the Internet. Later, Telenet would be created and would be a commercialized version of ARPANET. And by 1991, we would have the World Wide Web and the creation of Internet service providers. And by the time 1994 comes around, the Internet goes international. While the Internet's development was taking place, so was the advancements of the computer. Technically, the first computer system dated back to 1945, and its size was enormous, being approximately 30 by 50 feet. However, with the advancement of technology, it allowed for smaller versions to be produced over time. By the time the 1970s rolled around, the concept of personal computers became a reality. No longer were they the size of a large room, but rather they were now the size of a large box. By 1977, Apple produced the Apple II, while IBM would create their own PC called Acorn in 1981, followed by the Apple Lisa in 1983, and eventually Apple and Microsoft would become the dominant leaders in the computer market. Now, even within the early stages of the Internet and computers, it had a profound effect on the way people began to communicate. In 1971, the first electronic email was created by Ray Tomlinson, and this would lead to two main programs that could be used with ARPANET and the use of emails. Progressing from there, people began to create Internet forums. These served as discussion sites and connected groups of people who had the same or similar interests. As people interacted online, it began to change the way communication was used, even leading to the creation and use of emoticons so others could communicate emotions or feelings, since these were often lost in online communication. With the merging of the Internet, personal computers, and online communication, the evolution of social media and applications has not stopped. LinkedIn was created in 2003, along with MySpace, which was once one of the largest social media platforms. Facebook would follow in 2004, then YouTube, and eventually Twitter. In 2007, we saw the introduction of the iPhone, which eventually placed the computer into the hands of the individual, and since then it has advanced to items such as Google Glass and the iWatch. Social media has taken over the world and the way it communicates, with today's top apps being YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Along with the development of computers, phones, and apps, the way we communicate has also been influenced and divided into two main forms: asynchronous and synchronous. Asynchronous communication is generally a form of mediated communication, where the sender and receiver of a message do not engage concurrently. The sender will create and deliver a message while the other person or party who receives it can read or reply on their own timing. For example, texting, social media posts, and discussion boards are all forms of asynchronous communication. On the other hand, synchronous communication is also mediated, but the sender and receiver engage concurrently in real time. Examples of this would be chat rooms, Zoom, FaceTime, and instant messaging. Today, with the introduction of AI and its rapid advancement, it will play a significant role in the future of the Internet and how we communicate. The evolution of the Internet and AI has also spawned questions of ethical uses, as well as how to control it. With no worldwide consensus about ethics and the World Wide Web, the future of the Internet and AI is uncertain. It is difficult to imagine a life without the Internet in our modern day, but as it progresses, what will be its limit? For now, we must understand that technology, the internet, and AI have all been incorporated into the way the world communicates, and there is no turning back from it. What we must do is develop alongside it and figure out how best to ethically use it in all our forms of communication.